some time here. In 2 seconds, actually, you will be out of the village. So when you leave this entrance, please turn to the left. And as you already seen coming down, the big gate named Porta Maestra. Please, when you go out of Porta Maestra, turn around and look on the top of the gate, and you will see a part of the inscription closer this time says, Lucas Michael, Provitatori Generali Regni Creta. And opposite here, from out there, you will see the whole village. Like from here, from the window, you see just a part of the village. Now, can I ask you a question now? Has any of you read the book of Victoria Hislop, The Island? A very nice book, actually. It is. I've read the book and I have the book. We've seen the series around 4 years ago. Now we see them again. Really nice series. The last episode was disaster, I can tell you. We were expecting something, boom, but then. Anyway, it's really sad because we have really nice Greek books with lots of documents there and photographs. What is sad about it is that they're not being translated, so you can find them only in Greek language. But Victoria Hislop's book is one of the good books you can read. But now you will hear the true story about the leper, so you can see the difference a little bit. Now, this large room, because I forgot to mention that, Mrs. Hislop, she liked Plaka, that's why she based the book from that side. But before they opened Spinalonga as a leper colony, Plaka was just 2 little houses. Later, when they opened Spinalonga, they brought the police station opposite. They were providing the food here to the lepers. And later, they built houses. They made everything. Anyway, this large room we are in here now, this was built by the Venetians. And later, the lepers used it as the disinfection room. And the rusty barrel you see over there, this housed the disinfection fluid. And I would like to show you a photograph of the disinfection room, lepers period, of course. Now, anything or anyone who wanted to enter or even come out of the island, they had to pass through here, even the medical stuff. They used a special red liquid, as I'm looking the entrance now, there on the right side, they had a small table with a red liquid named formoli to disinfect the coins. As well, let's say that they had something like a town hall. Everything had to be registered, like births, deaths, or marriages, or even any visitor doctors that they came here on this island. They had a school here, a cinema, as well, a theater here. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen a leper before. I have 3 photos here to show you. Believe me, not the worst ones. So you can see with your own eyes how horrible this disease, unfortunately, please remember that for later on, still is. The one photograph I'm holding on my right hand, these are lepers from Spinalonga, and the other 2 photos is leper with his healthy son and 2 lepers. Really horrible disease. Even their own families could not recognize these people. We have 3 types of leprosy. A disease that is eating the nervous system, eating the flesh. They were losing noses, ears, fingers, toes. Worse, they had to cut legs or hands because they could not feel anything. And worse, they were losing their vision. That's why Mr. Mundakis was wearing the dark sunglasses, because he was not able to see anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, many people believe that the lepers here on this island were prisoners. Sorry, I disagree with that, and of course I will explain myself why I disagree with that. Okay, I agree with everybody. Yes, they left everything behind. Husbands, wives, brothers and sisters, children most of the time, and they came here on this island in the beginning with what? Nothing. Just remains of Venetian and Turkish buildings. But later on, they had the most important thing for them, medical care. Later, let's say a good pension. When Crete joined with the rest of Greece, we had mostly young, educated people on this island. They organized the island, they asked for their rights. They were young people, they were falling in love, they were getting married, they were having children. On this island, these people had their own community. They were one big family and they were helping each other. They were very well protected, especially from ignorance of the people. That's my opinion, of course. If you ask me, I will say to you straight away that for me, ignorance of the people can kill you more than the most horrible disease. On this island, these people felt very safe because no one was pointing the finger to them, saying to them, oh, you're a leper. No one was throwing stones to them as they used to do when they were living in the caves and they had to escape from the caves every night to search for food and for water. The most humiliating part was when they put little chains on their neck with bells, so when they were walking in the street, everybody disappeared because a leper was coming. What is really sad is that in some countries they used to bury these people alive. In other countries they used to burn them alive. In India they used to, and they still do, call them the untouchables. So those who I always say that they were free but actually were the prisoners were their families, those who left behind. Example, if they had sisters, they had to be dressed all in black, wearing a black scarf on their head, put it as low as possible so nobody could see their faces. These women could not get married, could not have children because all the family was on stigma. So can you please tell me, who do you believe was in prison? That's why suddenly, in 1957, they decided to close this island as a leper colony. Those who were in a good condition, they could return back home, keep on with their treatment. In a worse condition, they had to return to Ayevagara Hospital of Athens. Some of these people, yes, they left. They've been out. Let's say they fly out. After a few days, though, they return back on this island with tears in their eyes and refuse to leave again. Why? They've been out and they found empty houses. No family waiting for them. No food, no job, no money, nothing. That's why they return back in their safety. And that's why we always say that the last lepers left from this island by police escort. 13th January 1958, not so long ago. Do you want to know when the first tourists came here on this island? 1960s, before Mrs. Hislop, she wrote that book. So, the last person who left from this island was this one. 7 churches and 7 priests. We had to pass from here. All of them healthy. The most popular one was this one. His name was Father Chrysanthos. He died 1986 from cancer, not from leprosy. So I don't know if you all know how a Greek priest is giving the communion to the people. You have one big cup. Sorry. But with the same spoon, he's giving the communion to the people. What is left over, though, he is not allowed to throw it away. He has to drink it all. That's why all our priests have red cheeks, you know. So when he did that in front of all the lepers, silence inside the church, not even a little whisper. After a while, after the shock, all of them, they start clapping their hands, even those who did not have any fingers, because they could not believe how this priest was not afraid of the disease. So they loved him like he was their brother. And he stayed here for 3 more years. He wanted to stay to do all the services for all the people who died on this island. His name again was Father Chrysanthos. After he left here, he went to Topolo Monastery, and in 1986 he died. Now, when you leave Porta Maestra, you will go up the steps, as I said to you before, turn to the left, and in 2 seconds you will be out of the village. The last 2 buildings you will see on the right side, 2 large, flat, modern buildings, built again 1939 to house the new lepers. There were 12 apartments and 2 kitchens in each. Mostly they made these buildings to separate women from men, those who were in a bad condition. 1,100 souls in total were on this island. Only the 4% was in a really bad condition. Now when you go to the other side, as you already seen, the Church of St. George. Opposite St. George's Church was the Turkish cemetery. To the right side, you will see a special place which is closed around with ropes so people cannot step there, because there were the graves, the first graves they found from the Venetian period. And the last thing you will see when you walk around at the corner will be the cemetery of the lepers. When you go there, you will all wonder yourselves. She said to us 1,100 people, why there are not so many graves? Well, now it is a bit difficult time for me to make you understand, because in our religion, Greek Christian Orthodox Church, we are not allowed to have cremation. So if somebody dies and he does not own his own grave, they put him in a public grave. After 3 years, the priest is going there with the family, if there was any family. They open the grave, wash the bones with red wine, that for us is the blood of the Christ. Take them, throw them to the communal grave, so the grave will be open for the next one. There is such a grave at the end of the cemetery on the left side. They just reconstructed it some years ago, and now you will see a square little house with a flat roof. Now, during the Second World War, nobody approached the island. Soldiers, done their job, had a small boat with a machine gun at the front, patrolling around the Gulf in case a leper would escape. People from the mainland, though, and of course that is my point here now, they were not afraid of the disease at that time. They preferred to come and live here with the lepers, of course, instead of living in the hell of the war. Do you remember that I spoke to you before about the disease? Unfortunately, this disease still exists. We have 11 million lepers in all over our little world. Still, the leper hospital in Athens, in Agia Varvara, and other Greek islands, Samos, Cyprus, Larnaca, England, Liverpool, leper colonies, a whole small village in Romania, Tenerife, Barcelona, Africa, India, China, Egypt, everywhere. So this disease still exists. It's not just an ancient disease. And please, for those who are using the internet, please try to find a French documentary from 1973. And you will see the man that I showed you his photo before, and I would like for you to see him closer one more time. Epaminondas Remoundakis, the president of the Brotherhood of Spinalonga, the man who organized them, helped them to find a better life here. Saying, of course, at that time to the people, we feel sorry for all of you healthy people. We are very glad that we have these walls separating the two worlds, so we cannot see the jungle that you're living in. Because here on this island, we found the real purpose and the meaning of life. Now, before I will tell you my last words, so I will not take more of your time, I would like please to ask you one simple question. Please tell me, from everything I've said so far, do you really believe that Spinalonga was the island of the damned? No. Perfect. I have the best group ever. So, I'm really glad then that I managed to give to you in such a short time what I have in my heart for Spinalonga for over 20 years now. Because for me, Spinalonga definitely is not the island of the damned, as many people used to believe all these years. Some of them, they still do. It's not even the island of tears for me, Spinalonga, and really I wish with all my heart it will be for all of you as well, is the island of light, the island of hope, maybe the island of blessed. Because the message you get today with this trip you've done with us is that humanity has to come always first. We should never, never, never forget that. Thank you first for your patience and then your attention. Thank you very much. Now, please don't forget, departure time is 4 o'clock. Otherwise, I'm actually a bit jealous. You can spend a nice evening here, and tomorrow at the same time we'll pick you all up. See you later. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.